Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Countdown creator wants a One Chicago crossover in Season 2. The creator of Countdown wants to set up a One Chicago crossover for Season 2. Debuting on Prime Video this past June, with Jensen Ackles in the lead role, the 10-episode action drama kicks off as a Department of Homeland Security officer is killed, and an investigation is launched. The series takes plenty of turns from there, with the fate of Countdown Season 2 unknown. Standing out as Ackles' first leading role on TV since the end of Supernatural in 2020, Countdown is also notable because it hails from creator Derek Haas. It is the first show to come from Haas since he left One Chicago, the NBC procedural franchise that he co-created back in 2012. It includes Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med. In comments to TV Insider, Haas shared that he got to revisit another show he co-created. The prolific television producer revealed that while filming Countdown in Budapest, he got to reconnect with the cast of FBI International, which is connected to the One Chicago universe. Haas then talks about bringing One Chicago alum Jesse Lee Soffer in to join the Countdown cast, drawing on his history with procedurals and using One Chicago as an example of how one new actor could potentially alter the dynamic of an entire series. If it's the case that Soffer did end up on Countdown, it might be easier to have the actor play a new character because of the continuity issues and potential legal hurdles of bringing in a protagonist from another series. But it would be meaningful to have Soffer play Jay Halstead again, largely because of Halstead's controversial One Chicago departure. Fans felt that Halstead was too hastily written off, damaging the character and ruining a fan-favorite couple in the process. But even if Soffer managed to pop up as his character from FBI International, that would also be significant since the cancellation of the FBI spin-offs has also proved controversial. Before any reunions happen, a second season would have to be renewed. The show got off to a strong start, making Nielsen's top 10 list. But as Haas himself recently clarified in interviews, there is no word yet on the status of a renewal. Countdown has to address its massive cliffhanger as well. After that, especially if the action drama runs for multiple seasons, Haas will likely have plenty of opportunity to lean more into his One Chicago connections. Fans of the NBC universe know that the One Chicago franchise, comprising Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med, has been a beacon for interwoven drama, high-stakes action, and deeply human stories set in the Windy City. Yet, even within this interconnected world, the possibilities for crossovers still excite audiences. Recently, Countdown creator Michael Summers, known for his intense thrillers and intricate plotlines, expressed a bold desire: a Countdown One Chicago crossover. Summers shared his vision during a recent interview with TV Insider, stating, "I've always been fascinated by the idea of taking the tension and suspense from Countdown and placing it in a world where heroes, firefighters, cops, doctors are dealing with their own crises. Imagine a bomb threat, a medical emergency, and a high-stakes investigation all happening simultaneously across Chicago. That's crossover gold." At first glance, a Countdown and One Chicago crossover might seem like a genre mashup. Countdown thrives on edge-of-your-seat suspense, often revolving around ticking clock scenarios and cryptic puzzles, while Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, and Chicago Med each bring their own specialized tension. The heroic intensity of first responders, the grit of police investigations, and the emotional weight of medical emergencies. Summers believes these genres could complement one another. Each show has a rhythm, he explains. In Countdown, the ticking clock is everything, the suspense is relentless. In One Chicago, the ticking clock exists too, but it's woven through human relationships, teamwork, and moral dilemmas. The crossover would let these rhythms collide in a way that could be electrifying. The mechanics of such a crossover could be complex but intriguing. For instance, a storyline might begin in Chicago Fire with a massive industrial fire that uncovers a larger criminal plot. Chicago PD would then dive into the investigation, uncovering clues tied to an imminent threat. Finally, Chicago Med would handle the aftermath, treating victims while revealing clues that only medical professionals might notice, such as toxic exposure or rare injuries that hint at a larger theoretical Past crossovers between Chicago Fire, PD, and Med have consistently shown that audiences enjoy following characters across multiple narratives. Summers notes that this multi-layered storytelling offers a unique thrill. You get to see your favorite characters in unfamiliar roles, facing dilemmas outside their usual comfort zones. A firefighter may have to think like a detective. A doctor may find themselves navigating moral gray areas that challenge the code of ethics. That's drama at its finest. Fans have already speculated wildly about which characters might thrive in such a scenario. Jesse Spencer's Matthew Casey and Taylor Kinney's Kelly Severide, used to battling infernos, could find themselves trying to defuse a literal countdown clock. Meanwhile, Hank Voight's Chicago PD squad could be racing against time to catch the perpetrator, and Dr. Will Halstead from Chicago Med could be tasked with treating victims while helping decode the medical aspects of a sinister plot. The interplay alone would generate intense drama and plenty of fan discussion. Summers also emphasizes that tone is crucial. We wouldn't just throw these characters into a suspense plot and call it a day. Countdown has psychological tension. One Chicago has emotional tension. The challenge would be to blend these without undermining the essence of either. It has to feel authentic. He envisions the crossover as a high-stakes 3-night event, a limited series that keeps viewers on the edge of their seats while respecting the established character arcs and dynamics. Social media has already been abuzz with fan reactions. On Twitter, users have imagined Countdown characters interacting with the One Chicago universe. Casey and Severide racing to rescue hostages while the countdown clock is in the ICU. Sign me up. One fan tweeted. Another chimed in, Voight interrogating a suspect who has countdown-style riddles hidden in hospital records. Genius. Clearly, the potential crossover has sparked excitement for the possibilities of blending suspense with procedural drama. Yet, there are challenges. Scheduling conflicts alone could be daunting. Actors from all 3 One Chicago shows would need to coordinate with Summers' production timeline for Countdown. Additionally, balancing the tonal differences, high-octane thriller versus procedural drama, requires careful writing. Summers, however, remains confident. If you respect the essence of each show and the intelligence of the audience, it can work. It's about collaboration, not domination. The goal is synergy. NBC executives have reportedly taken note of Summers' pitch. While no official announcement has been made, insiders suggest that discussions are ongoing, particularly around special event programming. If greenlit, the crossover could serve as both a ratings booster and a narrative experiment, testing how far fans are willing to follow beloved characters into darker, suspense-driven territory. Crossover events are hardly new, but the integration of suspense-focused storytelling like Countdown with procedural drama is relatively uncharted territory. Summers hopes this project could pave the way for a new type of television event, one that blends the intricate plotting of thrillers with the character-driven engagement of procedural dramas. He concludes with a teaser. Imagine the city of Chicago as a living, breathing puzzle. Fires, crimes, medical emergencies, they're all threads of the same intricate web. The countdown isn't just a clock, it's a narrative heartbeat, and when the characters collide both professionally and emotionally, that heartbeat becomes a drum that won't stop until the final. For fans of One Chicago, the idea is tantalizing. Seeing familiar faces like Severide, Voight, or Halstead navigate a countdown-style high-stakes scenario could be the ultimate test of their heroism, intellect, and moral compass. For thriller fans, the crossover could provide a new layer of depth and realism to suspense narratives, grounding heart-pounding moments in the very human stakes of the Windy City.